Hi, Arlene F. Marks here answering readers' questions about the Sic Transit Terra universe. Our reader asks, the setting is incredibly detailed. How long did it take you to come up with the Sic Transit Terra universe, and what were your inspirations for it? This universe hatched in my brain in the early 1980s, so we're talking nearly 40 years here. The first story that I ever wrote set in this universe was rejected by Daw Books in 1985 because I tried to tell too many stories at once. So I tried breaking the novel into short stories and novellas, each one centered around one of the characters. That didn't work too well. But what it did do was give me opportunities to explore the setting in more depth, in more detail, so that by the time I was ready to pull all those stories back together into a series of novels, the setting was fully developed and able to become a character in its own right. As for the inspirations, I have to say Robert A. Heinlein with his Future History of Earth. He had a way of writing short stories that fit into that history timeline, and I found that very intriguing, and so I have modeled myself after that. And also there's Peter Bruegel. Now, Bruegel was a 17th century Flemish painter at a time when artists were painting portraits of their patrons. He went out among the people and he painted scenes of peasant life. And typically his canvases were large and cram-packed with figures, all about the same size, so all about the same importance, all doing different things. And literally you'll have dozens of stories taking place on one of his pictures, none of them any more important than the others until you focus in on a detail. And that again intrigued me as a storytelling device, and so that's what I'm doing. The Sic Transit Terra universe can be compared to a Peter Bruegel painting. There are hundreds of stories taking place all over, and by writing my stories, I am focusing the reader on one detail at a time. I also have to say I am a diehard fan of shows like Stargate SG-1 and Babylon 5. In fact, my husband says there's a Babylon 5 vibe coming through in book 4. I don't know. I think I'm going to let the reader decide about that.